Obviously, some young names and fresh faces in the squad, which has got everyone really, really excited. Obviously, one of those is Nestoroi Irankunda, who, if he plays, will become the youngest Socceroo in history. Millsy, you're with him day in, day out. Firstly, is this camp, will he be overawed at all by the camp and by these matches?
Yeah, look, it's a big challenge for such a young player, and I think the way that not only Arnie has gone about it, but obviously Carl as well, because those conversations before the team were announced, I think were very important. Look, Nesta is someone, he has all the ability in the world. He's still very young, and I think this day and age, the expectation can come a lot quicker than what it used to. So with social media and things like that. So look, I have no doubt that Nesta in the lead up, I think reality really hit home to what was happening. But as I said, back to those conversations with them naming him as a train on, I think they just sort of manage those expectations. And for him to go in and be able to see how the players in the camp behave and conduct themselves and the processes that they go through is a very, very important time for his growth. I think he's very fortunate in the fact that he has players like Awa there, Dangy there. I think, and what I've heard, they've already grabbed him, taking him under their wing, and very much showing him the ropes. I think that'll ease the I guess the expectation he puts on himself as much as anything. So look, it's a fantastic experience for him. I really believe that where he'll end up where he needs to be, but he very much needs his own time to find his way.
He looks a very raw player. I haven't seen him at training, obviously only seen what other people have seen in games. Is training almost going to be more difficult for him than a match? Because in a match, he gets to come on for 20 minutes. He can just do his thing, run. Where in training, you're playing the little five-a-side games. Your technique's going to show up if it's not quite there. With the best players in the country, is that where he's maybe going to struggle a little bit more and feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Yeah, look, I don't think it's where he will struggle, but I think he'll see the level that he needs to be at, on a daily basis, because it's very, very important that you're not just excellent on the weekend. You have to be very good on a daily basis for that to happen. Performances don't just happen on a Saturday because you have talent. Performances happen because everything you do behind the scenes, because of what you do away from the field. So I think that's most important. I think he'll get to see now how players conduct themselves 24 hours a day, rather than the 2 hours they're at training or the 90 minutes that they're on the pitch. So look, he has a long way to go, but I think this will very much speed up the development process because it's as much mentally as it is physically. And we try to work on all aspects, but sometimes, and I think all the time, I think it's so much easier and quicker to learn from the players sitting next to you in a change room, rather than a coach sort of barking at you all the time. So this is an unbelievable experience for him, whether he gets any game time or not. This will help him grow.
Another player that's going to help grow is Geordie Boss at Melbourne City. Rich, you worked with him last year at the Under-23 Asian Cup in Uzbekistan. I think around that time he was probably a little bit more of an attacking player. I think from memory he was playing a lot of left wing when he was first coming in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's now established himself as a left back, an attacking left back in that Scott Chipperfield type of mould. Have you been surprised by his development over the last 12 months?
No, not at all. He showed some very good glimpses when we met up with the squad, and he's a player who has a lot of talent, and it's sometimes like Millsy was saying about maturity and about understanding what it takes to be a footballer day in, day out. And I think he's starting to get to grips with that. That always helps when you're playing regular football, because you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. And again, it is a mental aspects of the game that really help players develop, and the quicker they learn to develop the mental side of it and understand that performance is just as much about how you think and how you perceive your opportunities is a massive plus. And I think he's starting to take those chances. And
you'd put maybe Joe Gauci in that same boat as well, another player that was part of that squad?
Yeah, Joe's a very confident lad. And always very sure of his ability. So I think he's always had that in his mind, that he's always been ambitious to push forward. This will only strengthen that confidence. And again, being in the realms of of the best in the country is going to be a fantastic learning experience for him.